introduce myself. My name is John Rivera. I'm the property manager now from Red Brick. Took over from Sarah Chris. So if you need anything, obviously, I'm now your contact person. Please feel free to call or email me at any time. Just use my number or my extension through the main number. Go directly to me. So just feel free to anytime. That being said, first thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Everybody saw a copy of the minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that needs to be added, removed, or changed from the minutes that you saw?
I think they're all good, except for my name is spelled wrong.
It's 2 times in a row. I've done that.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
It's just fine, everybody knows.
All right, motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 13th meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Let's have that approved. Very quickly, the treasurer's report. Oh, no. Right here.
Okay.
Very quickly, as you can see in the balance sheet that was distributed for the owners as well, in the operating account, there's $91,768.45 as of end of August 31st. In the reserve account, there's $14,196.59, plus an account receivable balance of $1,303.52 for a total assets of $107,273.56. Which equals your total equity, as there's nothing else in progress right now for that, which is good. You always want your liabilities and equities to equal your assets, so all good on that front. Looking through the financial sheet list the homeowners do not have is the report for payments. I looked through looking for any sort of variance, anything that got out of the ordinary. I did not see anything that was out of the ordinary, just simple day-to-day operations. And with that, I would say that the treasurer's report would be fairly simple, straightforward, and doesn't need any adjusting. Does anyone agree, disagree?
I think there's an adjustment that needs to be made because at one point, all of the money that was collected for the tuck pointing special assessment should have gone into the reserve because we took the money out of the reserve. And so I haven't seen that happen.
Got it. Let me have accounting take care of that, and then we'll table this rather than approve it. And
Is that how you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. I will just reach out for you for the proper GL that will put that in, and I'll have the county go through there
Okay.
and correct that. And when we get the corrected, I will distribute that as well.
Because our reserve fund is really much higher than what it says here.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, so I will redistribute that once it is classified correctly for the, so we can table that.
Okay.
Manager's report is basically myself going through and working on a whole bunch of things with all of you. It's been very nice working with you so far. It's only been a couple months, but I feel like so far so good with, at least on my end, with communication and everything like that. Obviously, I'm working on everything day to day. Like I said, if there's any issues, please reach out to me. If you need to email me, I can do that as well. We had a couple work orders that you'll see down there in the work order report when we get down there to that, which were all done and taken care of, except for one pending, which Janice, you're very well aware of. That's the only one that is pending, and then I'm just waiting for their work report for when they were here last week. As they took a look around for it, as soon as I get that, I'll forward that over to you. And see how that goes.
So do you have a number, like how many work orders came in? How many
There are 4.
4?
Yeah.
And 3 were completed in one tonight?
That's correct. And all of that is in that work, in the work report. That's
Yeah, I saw that, I just didn't read
no problem. Yeah, makes sense. again, with the landscaper, obviously, myself, Dorothy, and the landscaping representatives have gone around and taken a look and worked with them on a couple of things, not only with trimming, but also lack of service, which we have been in contact with them quite a bit, as you know, and as many of the homeowners have also pointed out, the service has been lacking. We definitely have noticed as well, and not only we're on top of it immediately, we also have something later in the agenda that will address some of that as well. Obviously, we're working on the concrete repair and the asphalt repair, which will be spoken on later as well, and the tree removal at the South Park was done, completed, with the other ones also done, completed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really have anything else to report on my end. So we can move directly into old business, into the asphalt repair. Now, you all saw the multitude of bids that we received on the asphalt repair. And it looks like we want to narrow it down to Peterson and Rose. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any last minute discussion before we make a motion on which you'd like to choose?
I just want to ask one more time.
Yes.
The damage to the north lot was done by our landscaper at the time, correct? Well, the snow, he does a snow removal.
Yes.
And we asked him to repair the damage, and he just refused. Is that true? Is that how it all transpired?
Basically, what he did was he came and removed all of the excess pieces that were laying there and cleaned up around the edges where they made a mess, but he won't pave what he says was already damaged area.
So he says he didn't damage it.
Right.
And at that point, there's no, was there a previous documentation of that, so he's kind of just stating,
Yeah.
nothing new.
Yeah.
Just
They
for my
cleaned up,
knowledge.
they cleaned up,
Okay.
but they would not replace what was there because he said it was already busted. And he's probably right, because all the area around him is also weak and suffering.
Okay, that's my other question.
Okay.
Great. Do you want a motion for which to approve?
I will make a motion unless someone else wants to make a motion to approve. No,
No.
approve the asphalt replacement.
Who are we going with again? I'm sorry. I was-
Well, we have to
Right.
decide that. We have between Rose and between Peterson. And they both have competitive bids on the same items, and
Can I ask you a question too? Don't we have a little bit of a history with Rose?
Yes,
Haven't they done
They have done
work
work.
here before?
yes, they have,
And we've been satisfied?
from what I understand. That's what I was going to guess.
What was your thought?
I don't remember them. So I don't know when maybe they did work at individual driveways, but I don't know.
I just remember their trucks.
Oh, okay.
That's all I know of them.
Sure. I mean, they're a well-reputable company, they do a lot of work in this area and in the northern suburbs as well. So.
I mean, I just would kind of think if there's a history here and no issues, other than a stranger.
Well, I would make a recommendation that we accept the bid from Rose, unless there's a reason. Their bids were very competitive. When we removed some of the extras that Peterson wanted to do, and we did not want to do at this time, then their bids are very similar. Rose was right off the bat, very receptive, they put in their bid right away, it looked very good, they did everything right, you know, and the rest of the other 3 bids that we took, it's like pulling teeth to get them to do what we weren't asking them to do.
Correct, yeah.
So, just in working with them and getting the bid, I think that was a good sign of their responsibility and how they work. And their prices, almost exactly the same as Peterson's, if you take out the extras that Peterson wanted to do, which we did not ask for.
Yeah, and they provided that as just if you wanted that as well.
I think because of our history alone, that they've been in the area,
Yeah,
be a good recommendation. I'll make a motion to approve Rose paving.
Okay.
Second motion.
All in favor? Aye.
great. Anything I will need from you is just to sign the bottom of that, and I will take that and get it over to them right away.
Okay.
And this will get done prior to the snow flying?
That's why we do it now, so we can get on their schedule. Right, so, fantastic. Jumping into new business, the first thing on there is the planting, trimming, and landscaping update, which includes the bid from Berry Landscaping that was already discussed previously. We just need to ratify the contract for that. For the trimming, that includes the excess trimming that was not covered under their contract, as well as the repairs that is going to be made to the turf and for the drainage. Again, you've already seen that contract. At this point, we just need to simply motion and ratify it.
What was the difference in the premium we got, in the price? What was the add-on addition? $14,900?
Mm-hmm. We've already approved
Yes,
it
right.
by email, everybody's already looked at it, we've already.
Yeah, this is the
approved it.
1470.
Yeah, I just didn't.
That's okay.
Correct, yeah, so this would just be a motion to approve the Berry Landscaping contract for the additional pruning, the drainage, and the trimming.
I'll that's a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Perfect.
Okay, good.
Same thing, same thing on the bottom, and I will get that out. Hopefully that will alleviate a lot of the issues that we've noticed around, as well as the, some of the lack of service as well that's been going on from Berry, which we not only noticed as well as the homeowners did, but called up the higher-ups and had them out on site to make sure that they knew that we were not very impressed with their service as of this summer. So this should handle a bunch of that. And at the end of the fall, we'll take another look and make sure that everything else gets done as well. Violations update is next. A note did go out to homeowners stating that violations would be, again, enforced as per the rules and regulations. Nothing is needed for motioning on this one, just that to acknowledge that the letter had gone out to all homeowners and it was received and mailed as asked, and we can begin going through and following up with warnings at this point as well. The roof concrete, that was the weather shield bid that we did receive. Since we are still waiting for 2 to 3 more bids on those, I recommend that we table that for current purposes until we get those next ones. Unfortunately, the two people, or the one company that I was working with.
Oh, so sorry.
It's a crisis.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, one of the people that was working on getting the two companies' bids passed away.
Yes, it is.
And that's the reason that we have not heard anything, or how it kind of got slipped through the cracks there. So they are reassigning all their accounts and to get us 2 more bids on top of another vendor that I reached out to get a 4th. We will have that in time for our next meeting. So again, I believe.
Well, are we able to get it in a more timely fashion? Because if this has to be done before the weather gets bad.
Correct, yes, that I will have bids out to you as soon as I receive them, just like the asphalt and paving bids. So we'll do it in the same process that we did with those. So I am expecting them within the next week or two, and I will continue to follow up until we do.
Okay.
Again, just unforeseen circumstances like that.
Right,
that we
I
weren't
just
able
don't
to
want to
do.
see them shoveling snow to get the
Exactly.
work done.
Yes, I am with you, and I fully expect that that will not be the case. So again, I think we just recommend you take that. Any additions to new business?
Nope.
All right, we will move on to homeowners forum. Just noting that in homeowners forum, if you do have something to say, please one at a time. We may not have an answer for you right now, and we will certainly take everything into consideration that you have. Anything that does need to be followed up on, you can reach out to me directly at this point, and after you speak tonight, and I will happily follow up with that. If there are any homeowners who would like to make any comments, please, now is the time.
I'll start with regarding your comments on the landscapers.
Yes.
2 contractors ago, we were using a company called Adlon that services the majority of the neighborhood here. And back then, they were trimming all of the bushes that were, I believe, the limit was 15 foot tall.
15. I doubt that it's 15
It
because.
was when I used to manage these contracts.
Interesting.
So it sounds as if these are now extras.
Yes.
Is it considered extras now?
Between 8 to 10 feet is usually where landscapers stop, because that's where you need an arborist license to do that. I'm not sure if that's a recent thing or if that's been going on for a while, but usually the reasoning for that is because landscapers usually stop between 8 to 10 feet, and anything beyond that is not contracted in the landscaping trim, which requires a separate arborist trimming proposal at that point. So it may have been done in the past, but that's why I did not get them, and probably will not with any contract in the future.
Unless it's specified to be so.
That's
In a
correct,
future
and that
contract.
would be an add-on.
Sure.
Because it does require an arborist.
I get it, I understand, okay. Regarding the bushes that were pulled here at the south lot, are the veneers being billed for at least one of those, since the guy here that lives there hit it?
I'm not sure, and I do not know anything about that.
Will you repeat that? I didn't understand.
Sure. The Ranieri, the son, I don't know his name.
Mike.
The blue Dodge Ram truck hit it, and he's the one that mowed over the tree. I have a photograph of it if you need proof.
If you'd like to send me that by email, I would love to see that, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
Please, by all means, send
Easy.
that. I can't comment one way or the other regarding other.
Well, they damaged association property, so my assumption
No,
is
I
that they
understand
should
that.
go for it, right?
I
Okay.
understand
I'll
that.
send a picture.
Like I said, please do, but again,
Yeah.
my response to that will be, I can't speak to other associations.
No problem, no problem.
Accounts at that point.
In the spring newsletter, you write that ComEd is going to be fixing this area right here.
I can answer that.
Please.
Wait a minute. Those damages were done because the high-rise had some breakdown here in the building and ComEd damaged them. Recently, the high-rise has contacted ComEd. They've made arrangements to clean that up.
Excellent. I guess, could you enlighten us a little bit about what this Rose contract speaks to?
It's going to cover the 2 parking lot repairs, as well as seal coating and crack filling the driveways.
And is the seal coat product an oil-based or a latex-based?
I'm not sure what it is. Don't know.
All of them?
Yes, all of the driveways.
Doesn't take care of it. It's a waste of money.
table the new contract. Discuss it.
Oh, it's master still.
Is that the product name? He said it's a master seal.
Yeah, I'll have to double check and find out for you.
There's another page to their bid that I have here.
I'll
I guess I'm just struggling to understand why we would perform this kind of work when we've got winter right around the corner. More than likely, it's going to be an asphalt, a latex-based product,
more than likely.
which means after 3 snow plows, we're going to see our brand-new paint job scraped off. I'm just struggling to understand why this wasn't discussed in January, so that at least we could get a season of it looking nice before it's gonna, get damaged. The second comment I would make is, why aren't we looking at an oil-based product like cities use, or IDOT uses, when they're restoring roadways? They use an oil-based product because it actually nourishes the asphalt, instead of just putting a coat of paint on it, which is going to fail relatively quickly.
I tend to lean towards the vendors, since they are the experts in the area, and especially with the locality of that,
So we didn't have an engineer create a request for proposal. We just asked contractors to come on the property and give us their suggestions.
that's correct.
So it's not a real bid then, where we specify the product. That's what I'm asking. If an engineer would say, we want an oil-based product, then your Rose and other contractors would all be forced to provide you a quotation based on that specification.
Yes, that's correct.
And that hasn't been done. Okay. Your newsletter also speaks to the idea that finishing touches to a few areas of tuck pointing will be completed in mid-May. Was that done, or things
Yes.
completed?
Some of those have been done, and what's
Okay.
in our critical reporters report, you'll see some of those have been done.
And those of us with multiple colors of
Some of them are
mortar,
still-
we're just gonna have to live with it?
No, they are still being completed.